me
so
too.
prepared.
I'm going to be staring over here a lot.
Yeah, I made some in my notes app as well just before because I was like, oh no, I think I read the book like 2 weeks ago. And you know, when you're like, oh my God, I've forgotten it. What am I going to do? So I was like quickly making notes just before.
Yeah.
I think I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Once we get into it, it'll all start making sense to me.
Okay, we are officially live. It happened. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, we were just talking about how this is an all Kayla live show. So we have Kayla, we have Michaela, and we have KK. So we all have Kayla in our name, and it feels really special.
Yes.
But I'll let them introduce themselves. I don't know why I just did that.
Yeah.
What?
Why would you do that?
Okay, we are talking about best offer wins, and I'm going to have my co-hosts introduce themselves. Jill, tell us, I like to start with your name, your channel, what you like to read. I just introduce yourself to the people, and any recent like favorite mystery thriller horror books, so people can get a gauge for your taste, because I love putting you on the spot like that. And then as soon as we do the introductions, KK can roll right into the synopsis for this, if you wouldn't mind.
Hi guys, I'm Michaela. My YouTube channel is What Michaela Reads, and I am very nervous. This is like my first public like YouTube live, so like, hi guys. What do I need to do? I wish I had the book because the UK cover is atrocious.
Oh,
Have you seen the UK cover?
I don't
think I've
seen it.
It's so bad. So I kind of wish that I was organized and actually had a copy of the book, but I actually did this one on audio, so I don't have a physical copy of it. Okay. But the UK cover is awful.
Is it the white with the hand?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't hate it.
Do you not?
No, I think
it's because I love pink and red.
Fair.
Pink and red is like a combination I absolutely love. So I need to get myself a little trophy copy of the US edition, I think. But for a recent book that I have loved, this is my best book of 2026 so far. It's Dissection of a Murder by Jo Murray. And it's actually coming out, I think it's coming out next week.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
Mm-mm.
So it's like a legal thriller. It's by a debut author. And I haven't stopped banging on about it since I read it because it is absolutely incredible.
Oh, I have heard of it. It was just a different cover. This is a book of the month pick, I think.
Oh, I think it is. I've seen a few people commenting saying that it is a book of the month pick. We don't have book of the month in the UK, and it pains me every single time.
I didn't realize that.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, hopefully.
That should definitely be a thing.
But yeah, this is my best book of 2026 so far. It's about a woman that's a barrister, and she's just been given her first murder case, and it's for the trial of a judge that was murdered. And she's like, I'm way out of my depth here. But the defendant wants her specifically to represent him. And the prosecutor that she's got to go up against is her husband, who's like a very, very experienced barrister. So good.
Wow. That sounds really good.
Interesting. So okay, thank you so much for sharing. What do you typically read? You're like a mystery thriller mostly.
Yeah, so I would say like 90% of the books that I read are thrillers. I'm a thriller girl. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, now I can't wait to find out what you thought of this, because like your taste is high, you know?
No pressure.
Hey, hi, I'm KK, also Kayla. On YouTube, I am Club Kayla, Club with a K, to play on the KK. On social media, I'm also Club Kayla. My favorite genres are horror thriller, but I read a little bit of everything. So like I read a lot of historical fiction, fantasy, literary fiction. What else? I read a little bit of everything. Some recent favorites. Kayla, you're going to be so excited about this. Yes! Of course, Julie Chan is Dead. This is my first 5-star of the year. I also really liked Jackal by Erin E. Adams and Lone Women by Victor Laval. I like those. And I'm currently reading My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney. This is my first Alice Feeney. I started watching her show, His and Hers, on Netflix and got really intrigued. So I just started reading the books I have of hers on my shelf. And I'm about halfway through. And it is... Woo! I don't know. We'll have to see. We will have to see. But yeah, do you want, I think, did I answer everything?
Yeah, let me ask Michaela,
First
are
day
you
on
an
the
Alice
job.
Feeney fan or no?
I love Alice Feeney.
I
I was
thought so.
literally just
That's what I
about to
thought.
say,
Yeah.
I've read all of her books and I gave my husband's wife
Really?
5 stars. Yeah.
Okay, so Jan, I know Kayla, you know Jan
Mhm.
Agaton, and I don't know, Michaela, if you know her, but I was talking to her about this book, and she screamed because it was a 5-star. So I have high hopes for it. It's
I feel like it's
really
a really
good so far.
divisive book, online though.
Yeah.
People either seem to
Really?
love it or hate it. So I can't wait to see what you're gonna think when you finish it.
Yeah.
See, I'm an Alice
eating it
Feeney
up.
hater. Like, I cannot stand her books. And I'm trying to find, like, I just have a feeling there's one out there that I'm gonna like. And I think maybe it's that one. Because the way people talk about it makes me feel like I'm either gonna hate it or love it, and maybe it's worth it to try one more time. Because like I also hated Ruth Ware the first like 3 times I read a Ruth Ware. And then the next couple books, I was like, oh my God, no, I love this woman. So I think it's going to take the right book. And maybe this is the one.
Which ones have you read, Kayla?
Of Alice Feeney?
Yeah.
The one with the woman falling on the cover where she like came out of a coma or something.
Oh, Sometimes I Lie.
Maybe. I hated that one. And then her Rock, Paper, Scissors was the best so far for me. His and Hers I hated. Like hated. But I love the show.
I love the show too. I thought the show was really good, but it did upset me because the book's set in the UK, isn't it? And then they
I thought
set
that was
it in
weird
America.
too.
Yeah.
I did think that was weird. I think those are the 3 that I've read. And I've DNF'd her a couple times. Or I also read I Know Who You Are. Don't remember what that one's about. But
I really
Goodreads
recommend
says,
Beautiful Ugly. If you've not read that one, I really like that one.
okay. All right. I trust you. I'll make it happen.
No pressure.
KK, if you would roll us into the synopsis, either like read just from the book or in your own words, like the vibe for this for anybody who's joining who didn't read it, or for people who read it a while ago, because this is a backlist pick, to remind everybody what happened in it without any spoilers.
No spoilers. Okay. Best offer wins. If you're thinking about selling a house, don't do it, because there could potentially be a loser named Margot, and literally a loser because she's lost her last 11 bidding wars on homes. She might become obsessed with you and potentially your entire family, and obsessed with the house, your child, and will stop at nothing to buy this house. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. But if you like that kind of thing, if you want someone to be obsessed with you, sell your house. Hey, just do what you need to do. No kink shaming here. But yeah, you do you. But yeah, this is this is a fun little journey, but a lot of talk about the housing market, obsession, how far people are willing to go to achieve their dreams.
I love a book about obsession, and
Same.
I think that was the perfect little pitch to give people a taste of what they're in for. It seems like the ratings are kind of all over the place, but I don't like on Fable, especially. I don't think I saw many people hating this. It was a 3, 4, or 5-star, but maybe that's because there were quite a few people who DNF'd it kind of early. And this is funny because like Sam wanted it more wacky, but I think the people who DNF'd it said it was too wacky for them. Right. So there's some of us who really want it to go full throttle. And there's some of us who are like, this is ridiculous. This is over the top. So I would love for us to share our ratings and then just a quick, like 1-sentence spoiler-free explanation for why. And maybe it'll help the people who haven't read it yet decide if they want to read it or not.
So I gave it 4 stars, and I would describe it as like unhinged, laugh out loud funny, strangely relatable. But I had overall, I had a good time with this book. And I did listen to the audiobook in one sitting because I was on a really long drive. So I was like, right, this is the perfect time. And I think I was just so locked in the whole time. And I just really didn't see where it was going to go.
Perfect.
I read this book twice. I read it in, I think, October or November, and gave it a 5. I just read it again over this past few days. I gave it a 5 again. I feel like it got better. Well, I will say I listened to the audio this second time, and I really liked the audiobook.
Me too.
I thought I really liked it. But yeah, I would say, to kind of echo Michaela, just I thought it was quite wacky. I don't know. I thought it was quite wacky, but I was also kind of rooting for Margot in a strange way. Like, and it just got more and more and more unhinged as it went on. And I love a book. Like, I thought the pacing was really good. But yeah, the last like 10% of the book is just like like wild. But yeah, I loved it. I loved it.
I also loved it. I gave it 5 stars.
Yay!
Which is very exciting because obviously this is my book club, so I want to love the books. And
Yeah.
as much as it's kind of fun sometimes to come in here with a rant review for something, I want to love the books that I tell everyone else to read. So my 5-star is explained by just like, I love a wackadoodle book. Like, that's just my taste. Like, I think anybody who actually had read this before I picked it, as soon as I picked it, they were like, oh, this is going to be a 5-star for you. And they were right. I stand 10 toes down on having to suspend disbelief being like not a negative quality for a book. I'm happy to suspend disbelief. I think things should be ridiculous and over the top. And after reading so many mystery thrillers for so many years that are just kind of slow and mundane and investigative, like my taste right now is this. So that is my 5-star explanation.
And this being a debut,
right? And she said
Like,
she wrote it in like 3 months only on the weekends. She was just like, I'm just going to knock out this silly little book. And it was,
she had a plan,
right?
Like, she
ambitious.
I cannot wait. I hope she writes more that are kind of this vibe. I would definitely eat those up.
I didn't know it was a debut.
Mm-hmm.
Her second one
so
she's
good.
writing right now. I just watched a really quick little interview with her, and she was saying her next book is set in the same city, and it's still going to be over the top, like dark comedy thriller. So thrilled to read something else.
Literally.
Hopefully Margot comes back.
Ooh.
She could be like a little side character. It did.
Have a little cameo?
Yeah.
That would be so interesting. Fun. And I would love to see her from like a point of view, not her own. Like, I would love to see how other people would view her. Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, so we're going to get into spoilers. So from here on, everything about the book is going to be explained. Okay, my first question is always about the main character because I always want to know, this is my standard question. Could you relate to the main character? Would you make similar decisions? Because in a thriller mystery, in this one particular, this seems like a crazy question, but this is how I always start. So how did you like Margot? Did you like following her? Could you relate to her in any ways? And yeah, would you make similar choices?
I actually put off reading this book for a while when it first came out because I was in the process of selling my house and buying a new one. And I was thinking, I don't want to tempt fate. I'm not about to be thinking, oh no, we're going to mess things up here. And when I first read the blurb, I thought, I'm totally going to relate to this main character. I'm going to want to do exactly the things that she does in this book. And then as I was listening to it, it was getting further and further along. I was like, I'm glad I've not said that on the internet before actually reading this book because people would think like, no. But a lot of what she did, I would say up into the 50% mark, I wouldn't put it past me to actually go and stalk for my dream house. Like if this house that we live in now was on the line, I could be tempted.
Well, I was gonna say she, spoilers, gets the house in the end, so maybe she has something going for her. You know, maybe you do need to take some inspiration.
Yeah,
and like I'm not. A girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. Do you know what I mean? She fell in love with that house, and like you said, she got the house at the end, and it all worked out. Kinda.
Yeah. Margot. I don't know. I don't know if I loved or hated her, but I could relate to her because there are some things that, you know, like something new comes along and you kind of like obsessively research or like you just want to know everything about that situation or that person. Like I get that, but the buck stops there. There's no like leaving the house that's a deal breaker for me already. So I personally, you know, anything past a little internet sleuthing would be it for me. I was rooting for her though. Like I kind of wanted her to get what she wanted in the end because, you know, I support women's rights and wrongs I do. I really do. And I also learned that I'm just not delusional enough. I'm not, I need to be more delusional. And at some point I thought she was like, when I first read it, I was like, she's like reverse manifesting. Like
Sure.
she was like so negative. She had such a negative kind of outlook on things, like they have a baby, but they aren't even good parents, or like she has the dog and like she doesn't even, that dog needs a bat. Like all the things she wanted, she kind of put some negative feelings out towards. But in the end, like you said, Kayla, like she made it happen. So maybe like that's the kind of manifestation I need to be doing.
Stay delusional.
Stay delusional. Yeah.
I
love the
also,
delusion.
I definitely related to the research, the investigative, like when I want to know something, I'm going to do everything to find out that thing. Like how girls will say, like, just tell me, you know, a guy's name and I'll find him. Like I'll find his social media as quickly as you can imagine, because like I'm in there. I couldn't relate to her. Well, you know what? I could relate to her and don't not own, you know, I guess like I don't own a house. So I could relate to her at the beginning when she didn't have a house. Yeah, I don't know in any other way that I would relate to her. Like I would never be putting my job in jeopardy. I'll tell you that much. Like there's no chance that I'm doing personal stuff at work if my job is at risk, because how else are you going to pay that mortgage? Like that was everyone, you know, gets so frustrated with her throughout the book. And like, that's the point of the book, is to be so annoyed. But like, especially when she was not doing her job, I was like, girl, please just get it together.
I just seen a comment and it said Margot was doing everything, but
I saw that too. I was
literally,
I saw that too. I was searching for it. Oh my God, great question. This is something that I remember when I was reading, not to jump the gun on this question later of like recommendations to go along with this. I think Finley Donovan is such a fun comp. It's totally different because like the deaths and everything is really accidental. She's not going out of her way to do bad things. It's like bad things just fall in her lap. But I remember when El Casamano was doing a live show, an interview, I asked the question, what is Finley's zodiac sign? Because I had to know. And she refused to answer. She was like, maybe I'll put it in a future book. I was like, tell me her sign. And so now I'm also going to be obsessed with that. Like, I need to know.
I feel like she's a fire sign.
I feel that too. Is it because we're fire?
Well, I'm an earth
fire sign.
I'm a Capricorn, but she gives a little bit of like Virgo, like a little bit of Virgo, but
she
also
a Virgo moon.
Yeah. But I could see her being a fire sign for sure. Not a Capricorn. Wait a minute. Wait.
Well, I was thinking, like, am I thinking she's an Aries because I'm an Aries? Is that a terrible thing to think?
I'm an Aquarius, so I'm like watching the chat to see somebody say Aquarius.
She's definitely not. I don't, she doesn't give Aquarius vibes to me.
No.
I don't know enough about the zodiac to really assign her something.
Yeah. Or what's her Enneagram?
Interesting. What's the most ambitious one? Is that a 3? No, I don't know enough. I don't remember enough.
Okay, me, I'm like 24. I don't know.
Okay, so we talked about Margot. What about side characters? Who did you love? Who did you hate? Is there anyone you wanted more from? Sometimes I like to ask, like, if there was another perspective we could have gotten or another focus from a character, who would you have liked that to be? So who were you into?
I think the book stood really well as just a single point of view. But I do think maybe it would have added a little bit more if we just got 1 or 2 chapters from like the husband's point of view, or from the people that were selling their house, like the thinking behind of it, just to see, like we said before, see Margot through a different set of eyes and what other people were seeing. Maybe not so heavily like fully multi-point of view book, but just like little snippets thrown in there. But I guess if we had the point of view of the husband, that would have like threw the towel in on the whole cheating, what he was doing there. But maybe like a neighbor who saw us stalk in the house, or
it could have been one of those like mixed media ones where we get like message boards of like other people in the neighborhood. Yes. Like little like, did anyone see somebody running through the street last night? Like, kind of just like little.
Yeah, that would have been like little Reddit threads, kind of. Yeah. And then I did really like the couple in the beginning, but obviously that went in a direction, didn't it? What are their names? Well, I've completely forgot their names.
Jack and Kurt.
That was it, yeah. See, I liked them in the beginning, and then, but I did think, like, when she sat around the dinner table and like asked them to sell the house like off the market to them, I did think they were going to say yeah, but then we wouldn't have had a book, would we? But that must have been a really awkward conversation.
Yeah. I don't quite know how I feel about the side characters. Like, I love Dottie. I'll say that. Dottie, I want to read more about her and where she's at. I think about her all the time. It's so dramatic. No, I'm like, I would like to get more about like how she ended up in West Virginia. I think that would be interesting. As far as like more main side characters, I guess Natalie was fun. Like Natalie was kind of a vibe. The upstairs neighbor, she was kind of a vibe. Ian, I hate a cheater. I hate a cheater, but also, you know, how you get them is how you lose them, Margot. Like, we had to know better, especially when that backpack started vibrating at the end. Like, we should have known better. But yeah, I don't know, the couple, I actually like them. I didn't like Kurt. He seems like kind of an asshole, but Jack seemed really sweet.
Yeah, I thought we would get more of Jack. I expected Jack to come back into the story. And when I was looking through Fable to see what other people were talking about, quite a few people said, like, I think Jack is probably the villain. Like, he's going to come in at the end of the book and he's going to take Margot out, because he was kind of absent once she had her sights set on Kurt and what he had done and trying to figure out everything. Jack kind of became a background character. And I too thought he would come back in at the end, but we just kind of never saw him again. So my favorite character, Fritter, the dog. Definitely needed more of him. Who else did we have? Okay, we have like Ian, her husband, the mistress, Alex. Obviously, we don't care about her. Not that she deserved being killed, but didn't like her. She had her friend Natalie, but she also had this friend, like journalist, coworker, Erica. I like when she talked to Erica, because that's when we kind of got answers to things, like when they were putting their minds together to investigate. So I liked those moments. And then her boss, Jordana, I kind of liked her vibe, because it was like she was constantly giving Margot more chances, but she seemed pretty stern. And I was like, I feel like that's the type of boss that I would be. Like, do your job, but also I understand, like, you're struggling right now. So, like, I'm going to give you a chance, I guess. You
have Taylor, who she worked with.
Oh, yeah, she was in it a little bit.
Yeah, they did not like each other. I don't remember.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't remember what their dynamic really was, though.
They hated each other. Like, it was, yeah.
You know who I remember the most is Claire. She was that lady at the playground at the beginning when Margot meets Penny and the parents at the playground, and she has a little girl named Violet, and she describes Claire. This is my favorite quote. She describes Claire as a pinched-faced twat who probably masturbates to the Land's End catalog. And I just thought that was so fun. I was like, that's exactly, and I thought she would come into it more, because she assumed that Margot was the nanny. And I was like, I think she's going to become like a villain of the story, and there's going to be a lot more with the little girls and the gymnastics, and we're going to get into that world. I'm glad it didn't, because as much as I liked Penny as a character, I am very uncomfortable with, I would be very uncomfortable with Margot, like, inserting herself into the life of this family as if she was going to, like, befriend this young girl or be her babysitter or like whatever I thought maybe it was going. I was glad that Penny left the story and it wasn't about her.
Yeah.
But I did like the interactions, like surrounding Penny.
They played out Penny really good on audio. I don't know if either of you listened to like any of the audiobook, but you said, didn't you, KK, your second time was doing it on audio? I think the audiobook narrator did a really good job of Penny, and I think they got like her personality across, and I did think she was quite funny.
Yeah, she was very like pretentious, right? Like for a little girl, not pretentious, but sophisticated beyond her years.
Yeah, definitely.
I know they said Jack and Kurt were like, she always hangs out with the adults, and like she's traveled, and you know, she's a cultured child,
wine, didn't she? Like with a meal or something.
Yeah.
Adopt me.
Yeah. The Manchego on a date was so funny.
Yeah, I loved her vibe.
So good.
Okay. My next question, I think it's like themes generally. Like, what themes did you recognize and how did you think they were handled? I guess is my question. Sometimes in books, like we're reading more like literary mysteries, and this feels like more of a conversation. And sometimes we're reading things where I don't think there's a theme at all, and we're just on a journey. I think this one's kind of in the middle. Like, there's definitely things that the book was trying to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think capitalism was like a huge one. Like, I don't know what the housing market is like in the US, but like it was the fact that she had $1.3 million to buy a house and like they still couldn't buy a house. And I thought that was crazy. And I think like especially in the UK, like the housing market here is crazy. So I think like it was having a lot to say about that. And I think like house buying seems to be a real trend in thriller books at the moment. I don't know if you've noticed, but we seem to have loads of house buying books coming out. And I think is that a play on like the market with like interest rates and things. So yeah, I did think that was quite interesting. And like the idea of having this perfect life, like Margot thought if she got the baby, if she got the house, her life would be perfect and everything would be okay. And that's just not the reality of it at all, is it?
Yeah, I think that's such a good one because, like, that is, I think, probably the most relatable thing about Margot, not for me specifically, but for kind of any reader, is that idea of like, once I get this thing, whatever it is, doesn't have to be a house. It's like once I graduate, or once I get a car, or once I lose weight, or once I get a husband, like that's when my life will really start. That's when I can
Mm-hmm.
finally begin my life. And it's like, we're already actually living. You don't actually have to
Right.
start this specific moment. And that's when life gets good. Just enjoy what you're in the moment. But she was striving for like, once I get this house,
Yeah.
then I'll be happy. Once I have the baby, then that'll be the moment. And like, that's not it.
No, at
Mm-mm.
all.
Something that I noticed more in the beginning was like the microaggressions towards her. And that was kind of never revisited again
True.
after. Like you said, Claire in the park, and she was like thinking she was the nanny. And this is something that I loved about the audiobook. When we're reading her, or when we're listening to her dialogue, she's like talking really slowly and like pronouncing every word as if Margot couldn't understand it. And then even Jack saying, like, when they met, she's like, I wish my daughter were here to meet you. And it's just kind of like, I, those little microaggressions were interesting. I thought there was going to be more of that throughout the book. And there wasn't, but I don't know. I also thought Margot, like her coping skills were like surprisingly, I don't know, like she never really lashed out. She did everything from like a very, I don't want to say logical. I guess it was logical to her, but she never really acted emotionally. Like everything she did had kind of a reason behind it. Whether it was a good reason or a messed up reason is, up to everyone to decide. But it was an interesting play on like kind of addiction and how addiction can like mess up so many different parts of your life. Like your job falls to the wayside, your relationships fall to the wayside. Now you don't really handle money well, or like all these other things when you're addicted to something. And her, it was getting this house. So I thought there was a mental health aspect in there too.
Yeah, totally. I think even it's just kind of the idea that you can't have it all. Like you can't, when you're so focused on one thing, whether it's as far as an addiction or it's just something that you really care about, it's like once you're so hyper focused on something, something else is going to fall to the wayside, like your relationship or your job, or like you can't juggle everything.
Right.
And I think a theme for me is kind of like it's silly to it feels silly to talk about in such like an over the top way that it's handled in here, but I do think there's a little bit of reference to just like the mental load that women take on. Obviously she takes on a lot because she's crazy and she's trying to buy this house, but like it really does land on women a lot in a heterosexual relationship, especially where like you're the one doing a lot of stuff mentally, and obviously her husband sucked a lot, which hopefully
Yes.
we can't relate to. But like she just, every time something had to be done, it was on her. And there was this really triggering line where he said like, it'll all work out. And I was like, that it works out because women make it happen. Like anytime
Exactly.
there's a group of people
Yeah.
trying to make something happen, it's the women who like are putting it together, who are making it work. And all the men are like, oh, it'll work out. We all just need to relax. But it's like, you got to relax while the women made it happen. And so obviously it's in a crazy scenario, but like she did take on a lot and he was just kind of coasting and I couldn't stand him.
Not only was he coasting, he was also doing other things while she's out here trying to
He
make.
was very busy.
I mean, yeah, you're putting your energy towards Alex. You could have been putting your energy towards interest rates or something else.
And it's funny because a lot of people will say in their reviews, like, why didn't he just leave? And like, this is so unrealistic. I don't think this is unrealistic at all. Like,
No,
this is
me
what
either.
so many men do because there's a woman taking care of them and they get to get something on the side. Like, that is how it works. A lot of these men don't leave their relationships because they're being taken care of.
I mean, she's making mom's roast chicken and like doing like he was set. Like he was just like, she just needs to not spiral too much. Like, let me just try to keep her from spiraling too much. And then I'm chilling.
She also had all of the baby stress that like he wasn't like didn't seem that bothered about. Like she desperately wanted this child, didn't she? And had the fertility problems. But again, he just seemed to be like yeah. And obviously that's a huge mental load on her as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was very much just like, well, I want to have a baby. Like, I totally want to have a baby, but like not thinking about the implications of having the baby and how it's going to affect her life so much more than his.
Right. Yeah.
I also wrote down, there's something, okay. So Margot doesn't, I think that everyone can kind of interpret Margot's childhood however they want. But from Margot's perspective, she was neglected in a certain sense. She didn't have everything that made her feel safe and secure as a child. And so I think that something that she did kind of subconsciously is the constant, like, kind of bids for attention with her husband and pushing someone as far as they can go. I don't think she was doing this on purpose, but it's something you see a lot in kind of like adoptive children or foster children who have a very insecure childhood, and they will push whoever like adult in their life as far as they can to kind of prove to themselves that they haven't been loved and no one will ever love them. It's like a trauma response. And I feel like that's something that Margot was doing, is she wasn't even considering how crazy she was getting. And I think she was subconsciously like pushing Ian as far as she possibly could to prove that like everything can't be perfect, like to prove that this is the life she deserves. And that, I don't know, like everyone who she saw as treating her poorly, was valid in that. And I feel like that's not something we've really explored, but I saw the makings of that existing. Yeah, her dad selling the dog was so sad.
I know. Yeah. I know, that was sad.
I do kind of wish we got like a bit more of it, of her background, like just to see how she did, because I know we did get like the little bits of it, but I kind of wish maybe what that bit was a bit more fleshed out so we could really see like how she got to this point.
Yeah, I do wonder like if the author did that on purpose, who gave us like a questionable childhood where some of us could interpret it as being bad and some of us could interpret it as like, well, you had a roof over your head, like you were fine.
Yeah.
I wonder if she didn't make it really bad, because then there almost would have been like a justification for Margot's behavior.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Would have felt more sorry for her.
Yeah, and like I don't know if we were supposed to. It's so fun to me that this book is like a question constantly, like, do I feel bad for her? Do I want her to succeed? What does that say about me?
It changed every page to me. I'm like, oh, I was rooting for her and I felt bad for her, but then I'm like, okay, enough is enough. Like, can we like like there are other ways we can go about this. But it's also interesting, like the things she was describing, like going through, like especially with her parents, like her dad losing his job and like they had to sell the house. Those are not normal things that happen, but that isn't like something that was done to her. And I feel like she kind of, even throughout the whole book, like everyone's action was something like directly like to hurt her. She interpreted everything as like, why are you doing this to me? Like, can't you see that I'm doing this? Da, 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 da. So I don't know. I want to say she's an unreliable narrator in a way, but I don't know. It's very interesting. There's a lot of interpretation there.
Yeah,
sure.
I was gonna say that we get to interpret things however we want, and so does she.
Yeah, and she does.
And she does.
And
She was
does.
wildly successul though. What she did, like she had a good job, didn't she? Like she'd worked her way up through the ranks, and so she could talk the talk and walk the walk.
Yeah, I respected her in like a very odd way. Like there's like some admiration there in a way. Like you're really like that girl, low key.
You're going for it.
Yeah.
She knew what she wanted and she got it. So
yeah. Sheesh.
Okay, favorite scenes. Anything that stood out for you?
Mine was the hot yoga. I think that was like one of the first scenes when she went there, and I was dying. Like when they wrote that scene, and like she didn't realize that it was going to be like she just thought it was yoga, right? And then she got there and she was like, no, it's hot, and she had no water with her, and she was like trying to be calm and pretend that she was all right and having a panic attack. I mean, there's one way to get some attention from it was Jack, wasn't it? She was meeting that trying to stalk there. But that was definitely my favorite scene of the book.
Yeah, that was funny. That's where like I don't know what I mean when I say like reverse manifest. I don't know. It sounds right in my head, the reverse manifesting, but she expects to go into this and be like, I'm going to be friends with Jack and this is going to be great. Like I'm going to yoga and then literally everything hits the fan. So it's just so crazy how she interprets like how easy everything should be. And then everything is just made so hard. Like she leaves things in the car and she's like, she forgets things and all this stuff. It was, I cannot imagine being inside of her brain. I don't know. But one of my favorite scenes was the cocktail party scene. Because I don't know. I also kind of liked when she got humbled a little bit, like when she kind of got in trouble with her boss. Like she was supposed to do all these things for the cocktail party and all these buyers and stuff were supposed to be there. And she just totally just dropped the ball on everything. I kind of liked seeing her humbled a little bit. I don't know, because it was a weird thing, but that was just that had me kind of stressed for her also. Like
I was stressed in that part.
Yeah, but also the house tour, like when she gets invited for dinner, her and Ian, and she is just like foot on the gas, like you are going to let me buy this house before it hits the market. She like she had no boundaries, no let up. It was just so interesting to see her. That was like her first real interaction with them as it pertains to the house and wanting to buy the house. So it was just really interesting seeing how it escalated.
Yeah, I think that happened so quickly. Like I feel like that was only like the first third of the book. And then I thought that was going to be the entire book, was her trying to convince them to sell her the house. And it kind of blew up in her face so quickly. And how rapidly she got to the point at their house. She was like, no, I want to buy your house. Like, you have to let me buy your house. I was like, wow, you're not even trying to be friends first. Like, this is really, this is it. The house scene was actually my favorite because especially with how it was written, I loved all of the details of every single room and hearing about how they were getting to each room. And then in between, she would tell like a story from her childhood between each room. And I was like, this is such a good pace because you could write a house tour in one paragraph, but she was like really taking her time with that. And I just loved how that was written. And I was really impressed with how she got everything included in that.
I was thinking this house sounds like a mansion for $1.3 million. I don't think it's badly priced because like the way it was being described, like with the walk-in wardrobes and like marble bathrooms, I was thinking it's only 1.3 million.
Yeah,
I was expecting if it was going to be like a $5 million home, the way it was described.
Yeah, it felt like the house was kind of I like this aspect of thrillers, like when the house is a character. It wasn't like a spooky ooky like floorboards creaking character. But it felt like something some people were fighting over, or just like there was so much value in this house. It almost felt like its own character to me. Like it had personality. Like the door to the basement was broken, and like I don't know. It was a really, like you said, Michaela, it was I would love to see the house. Like I want to see what this house looks like.
I had a really
Yes, the
clear
tire
picture
swing.
of it in my head though.
Mhm.
Like I could really see it. I feel like it did get described like really well.
Yeah, it was like an all your dreams can come true character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Another, I think, favorite scene for me was just, or maybe this was more of a quote. Maybe I'll move on to that one. Was just when she made Ian the chicken. Just the way that it was phrased, like after he called her a bitch, and she was like, "I'm going to make his mom's chicken so he thinks about his mother in this moment and thinks about how she would feel about calling me a bitch." I was like, "This is a master class of manipulation."
Yeah.
I love her.
And it worked. He was like, "Is this my mom's chicken?"
And then took the rest of it for leftovers the next day. Yeah.
Okay, favorite quotes. Anything that stood out to you guys?
I don't, because I listened to it on audio. I feel like
That's fair.
quotes don't like really hit the same. But another favorite scene maybe that I really liked is, well, I couldn't believe what I was listening to. It was like when she just hung up on her boss and then was like, "I've got to go."
Didn't call her back.
Didn't call her back. I was like, is she like, everything was starting to go to shit then, wasn't it? That's when it was that really started to go down. Was that after, that was after the cocktail party as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think like what happened at the cocktail party kind of led to her having to take a break. And that's why her boss was calling, because she was like, "We're going to talk about this at some point." But yeah,
so gotta go, got people to stalk.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was when she was at Georgetown, the university. Yeah.
Oh, and then also I really liked when she went to work, and I was finally like, okay, she's gotten her shit together. She talked to her boss, and she like gets given a task, and then she sits down at her desk and says, and the book said she pulled open her spreadsheet, and I was like, finally she's gonna do some work, but it was the spreadsheet to like start cold calling all the students. And I was like, you're not even going to spend 5 minutes doing your job. You're just right back to it. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. What job? There was a quote at the end when she was talking to like the real estate agent she ended up using, the man. Mm-hmm. And he said, business and friends aren't a great mix. And she's like, so true. And it was so funny to me because like, she is treating this like her entire life like a business. Like everyone is just means to an end for her. And it just like she doesn't have friends or any, I don't know. This could be something interesting to dive more into, but it doesn't seem like she had a lot of relationships of substance. Mm-hmm. Like everyone was just like, I need Ian to get the baby, and I need Ian to get the house, and I need the baby because like I need the baby, and I need the dog because I never had the dog. Like everyone is a means to an end. So I just thought that was a really interesting way to kind of wrap up this entire story and maybe like her thought process. But also during the house tour or the dinner, this is chapter 8. She said, "If we can't have this place, I will literally lie down and fucking die." And that's
not to be dramatic,
but I believe her. I was like, I actually believe she would die if they don't get this house. Like that's how she was acting. That one was funny to me.
Did you think she was going to get the house? Like as you were reading it, did you think she was actually going to get it?
I did not.
No, I thought she was going to have to end up like moving out of state because she was going to do something so crazy. She was going to have to like be on the run from the feds. Like that's how I pictured the end.
Yeah.
Me too.
Really? Yeah. I don't think that's kind of what's fun about this is usually in a thriller, it's like the twist is somebody's dead or who killed that person. The twist in here is that she gets the house. Like, I think that's a twist.
She gets everything that she wants.
literally checked off every box.
I didn't want her to get the house until I literally jotted it down. I said chapter 25. I switched my opinion. I was like, I hope she fucking gets the house. Because that's when she had that confrontation with her husband and when he admitted to cheating. And she was like, well, now that I admitted I knew and he admitted that he did it, I was like, well, at this point, it has to go forth. Like, we have to get the house now. Because I feel so bad for her. And like, she really admitted to everything. That I was like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought the house would be destroyed. Yeah, because there's a dead body in there.
A murder house.
That's it. I never thought about it being destroyed, but that would make sense too.
My other favorite quote was right at the end. She said, "I'm grateful to live in safety now, the safety of the suburbs, away from all the danger." I was like, "Girl, you're the danger."
Right.
Like,
You actually brought the danger to the house.
No one is breaking into your house, Margot. Have no fear.
Yeah. You have the key, so it's like...
Okay, is there anything for the people who really did not like this book? I feel like we're all having such a good time, but this is your moment to rant if you'd like to share anything that you hated and you wish would be changed.
I would like to know, like, when people said they wanted more wacky, question mark. What does that mean?
Did you want her to kill like everyone? Like maybe they wanted it to be a bloodbath? I would have hated that.
That would have,
gone down like the slasher route.
That would have been really wild. I would like to know what wacky you were missing.
I guess
I really thought she was going to kill. Sorry.
No,
I was just going to say, I really thought she was going to kill Ian. Like, I did think that was going to happen. But then it was played off so, well, with the, well, I need him to get the mortgage. I can't get a mortgage without him.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really good explanation.
Would you have wanted him killed? What would you have changed about it? Because it was a 4-star for you.
Yeah, I don't know. My rating system is like basically made up. I just go off vibes and like, I don't know. It's probably like a 4, 4.5, 5 stars to me. Like favorite books of all time, would probably read again. But then now I think about it and now I'm sitting talking about it. This is why I love book clubs, because you go one way or the other. You either end up like coming on and being like, yeah, it was so good, like, and then people are like, well, this is wrong with the book, this is wrong with the book, and then you end up glowing. But now we're talking, I'm just like, I'm definitely being well stingy. Yeah, I could go higher.
It's good to reread. Oh, sorry.
No, I also would reread this, and I don't think that way about thrillers very often.
It was fun because, like I said, like reading, if you didn't listen to the audiobook and you like audiobooks and you like a reread, I would listen to this again on audio. Like it was a really good audiobook.
You know what actually is really interesting about this is I hadn't thought about it, but I do like that she got pregnant naturally because it debunks the idea that she was too stressed to get pregnant. Which like so many doctors will say, like, oh, you just need to lower your stress. Like that's what they say about everything, right? Like, oh, my chest hurts. Oh, it's just stress. Or like, oh, I have headaches all the time. It's just stress. Like people just want to blame it on something simple when like, you know what, maybe it's not her. Maybe something was wrong with her, but now maybe it's fine. And like, maybe fertility is more complicated than people like to think.
For sure. But I also like, was she stressed or was she like on an adventure?
Well, I think she was high anxiety at every moment.
Yeah. I feel like she kind of enjoyed what she was doing though too. Like that's why I'm like, wait, now all of a sudden, like, I don't know. But I agree with you, Kayla, but I'm also like, she seemed like she was having fun. Like she wanted to do this.
That's fair.
I feel like maybe the plagiarism storyline is like something I wish it was a bit more serious. That could have been a bit more unhinged. Like he could have been like doing a bit more worse stuff than just plagiarizing somebody else's piece of work.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I know I gave it a 5-star, but I do think like Dottie's storyline took up such a bulk of the book that I wasn't expecting. But I did like everything regarding her. So maybe I just would have liked like 50 more pages of the book to also explore other plots and other things, because every single moment of this book, I had a question about pace, but I don't think I have anything to pop up. But the pace of the book was every single moment was not taking up as much as I expected. Like it was too little of the book or too much of the book. And it was fun because it kept me on my toes. But yeah, Dottie's storyline was like so much of it. And then I feel like plagiarism being the answer to it all was a little underwhelming maybe.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have liked the story to be him having like taken advantage of her in like a romantic sense. So
it wouldn't have made sense, I don't think. But that's why I liked the pace, because I feel like it showed in increments how much more unhinged she was getting. Like everything she did, it started with just like walking by the house, and then everything she did just got more and more unhinged and wild. So it kept me hooked. And also the book's pretty short. It's under 300 pages. So it was just so quick to read. I read it in like 4 hours this last time. I just sat down and listened to it, and it was so easy to listen to.
Wasn't it clever though? Like was it clever, or is it a bit unbelievable that she like found out who Dottie was from the review, from the username being
the dot.
Please. Because on the audiobook, she's like, ellipses, dot, dotty. Like how in the world did you get there? That was on one of my for the did you predict the reveals? Like that was one that surprised me because I'm like, that was such a reach, but it was only a reach that only Margot could make that reach successfully. Like, dot.
I mean,
and then she admitted to it.
I know. Yeah, I think that part was the weird part where she was like, I left the dots so he would know it was me. I was like, who would think that? Like, how is that a hint? Like, I think you're giving him too much credit that he would have known that it was you.
Yeah.
What was I thinking? I think it's fair in some sense because she was going through, I think at that point she had gone through like the entire list of students and stuff. So seeing her name being Dorothy, no, I don't know. I don't know if this is reasonable.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how else they could have connected that review to Dottie besides putting something like that in there. Yeah. Like, I don't know how else.
Also, she did get paid £50,000, didn't she? Just to like, was it 50,000? Just to pay to play Devil's Advocate. She kind of did get paid off for it. It's not like he just took it and didn't give her anything. She got a bit of money for it.
That's true. His dad did. His dad paid her off.
His dad, yeah.
I was wondering if he knew that his dad paid her off. Like, I wonder if Kurt knew. Because
I feel like it said, maybe I'm misremembering, but I think she said he never knew.
Okay, that's
or maybe that was what somebody in Fable was saying. Maybe I'm mistaking the book for a conversation.
Because I think he wasn't really worried about the plagiarizing because how do you really prove it? But then when Margot was like, I know your dad paid her, like gave her a wire transfer of $50,000, that's when he started taking the threat more seriously. So I wonder if he knew or if he was like surprised she found out. You want my
yeah, literally take
so
it.
True. So true.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the book should have been more of like a bestseller. Like maybe because it only had a couple Goodreads reviews or whatever. So maybe it should have been a bigger thing. So it had more of an impact. Because it's like, yeah, if you want my paper 50, because I was never going to make $50,000 off of it otherwise. But maybe if the book made so much money, it would have made a little more sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you predict what was coming? I guess I expected someone to die in the end for sure, but I never could have predicted that she would kill her husband's mistress. I never could have predicted she would kill Natalie. When that started to be introduced as an idea, I thought she was going to frame Natalie. And I think that's what the book wanted me to think. And it turns out she killed both of them. So I didn't expect that.
I thought something bad was going to happen to her. I really thought it was going to get to the point where she just went too far and something was going to happen to her. Like her husband was going to have killed her or something. I'm glad that didn't happen. I'm glad it didn't go that way. But I just didn't see her taking it where she actually took it.
Yeah, I thought for sure one of the men was going to be dead. Like, I don't know in what capacity she was going to kill them or to what end. But I figured it would be one of them if anyone was going to die.
Yeah. I mean, Ian cheating didn't surprise me because he's a man. But one thing that did surprise me, like I felt like Margot killed 4 birds with 1 stone. Like she framed Natalie, which she did, got rid of Natalie so she could get Fritter because she always wanted the dog. She ended up getting the house because she planted the body there. And she probably felt like she was also getting Ian back because she killed his mistress. So I was like, that's what really made this book a 5-star for me. I thought that was like the most unhinged thing ever, but it made sense in the scope of the book. Like it was well done. Like that whole thing was really well done. I was not expecting that.
I was actually shocked at the affair. I actually didn't see that coming.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't see it from the very beginning, but as soon as it introduced like one, remember when the dog started sniffing him a lot?
Yes.
I
Yes.
was like, oh, the dog smells another woman. But I thought my prediction was that it was someone we already met. Like I figured he was sleeping with Natalie or Erica.
I thought so too. I thought it was Natalie because
Yeah.
there was one scene where he like left the house when he was mad, but he had his shoes in his hand and didn't have them on. So I was like, is he just running upstairs to like Natalie's apartment and like doesn't need his shoes on? But I definitely thought it was gonna be Natalie specifically because of the sniffing. He's like, oh, I smell my mommy on you. Like that's weird.
Do you kind of wish it was Natalie rather than another character?
No.
No.
I think the ending, like the murdering out, like that was just too good. Like I would not have. I don't know. I don't know that I would have liked it to have been Natalie. I think the addition of Alex was good.
Yeah, because I don't think Ian, I don't think he was like the worst version of this man that we usually get in a thriller. Like, I don't think he would be so diabolical to sleep with someone who's like your wife's best friend. I think like it makes sense that he got lured in by, not that he's not to blame, but by like this young girl who was just like, oh, I love what you do at work. Like, tell me more about it. Like, that seems more like something that would happen to him rather than him specifically seeking out this woman who already is a part of his life. I feel like he's smart enough to do it with some random girl. I feel like that's the character that we got introduced to. And also like in a mystery thriller, I don't know about you guys, but I don't like when like the killer is someone we've never met. I think that's stupid. Like, cause I want to be able to guess. Like, I don't want it to be someone we've never seen. So I do like when there's other elements of the book when it's someone we've never met. Like I like that the mistress is someone we've never met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I 100% agree.
I always think like for a good twist to like make sense, the breadcrumbs should be there. Like so to lead up to it. So like you could put the pieces together if you wanted to. And then when it does come somebody like completely out of the blue who is like the killer, then yeah, I agree. It feels like cheating sometimes.
Yeah.
But so when it's like a low stakes part of the book, I'm happy when it's someone we've never seen. So it's like the fact that Alex died and we didn't really know anything about her. Like I didn't mind. Like I kind of liked that part. Where it was like, I didn't think it was going to be her. And when it was, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like, yeah, you'd kill your husband's mistress.
Yeah.
You can't kill him or you're not going to get the house.
Right.
Again, justifying Margot's actions.
Yeah. I want to know. Yeah. I want to know how long it took her to do all of those things she did. Like drugging Natalie, like getting her car, going to plant all the evidence in Alex's apartment, knocking out Alex, taking her to the house. Like, I want to know how far away are all these places and how long did it take? I need to know.
Yeah, that's definitely a suspend your disbelief type of moment, right? Like the fact that she could murder two people in such a short period of time, pull everything off. That suitcase had to have been heavy. Come on.
That's what I'm saying. And then it's the blonde wig for me. Like doing it in just a random blonde wig is so like, that is just...
Okay, what are your theories after the book ends? Because basically at the end, we get the idea that Ian is cheating again, which I think is an interesting way for the book to end. Now, do you think that Margot is going to kill him? Is she going to kill another woman? Is she just like, are they just going to be happy together? Like what happens after this book has finished?
I think she kills him for the life insurance. I think she's got the answer now. He's got life insurance. He's clearly cheating on her again. Do you know what I mean? His phone was vibrating in that bag at the end, wasn't it? And I think she's just going to off him and she's going to live happily ever after in that big house.
Yeah.
And still be sad. Still think she's got a perfect life, but really she's going to be delusional still.
I wonder if she would like get remarried because I feel like she would want like a husband just from her childhood. Like I feel like she just wants that picture perfect life. And I don't know, she might feel like that includes a husband. So I wonder if she would stalk someone else and blackmail them into marrying her or something. Or maybe like I could see her doing something with her job, because it talked about when she got in trouble for stalking as a journalist, like she was waiting outside someone's house for her job. So I wonder if she would do something like that for her. I could see her, getting crazy for her job too. But I also wonder, like, how did she operate in the last 11 bidding wars? Like, was it this? Like, how far did she go? I'm like, is this just the one that stuck where she's like, I have to make this happen? Because she obviously has an obsessive personality. So I would like to know.
Yeah, I guess the question isn't just what happens after the book ends, but what happened before the book began.
How did we get here?
Yeah.
How did we get here, and where do we go from here?
Like, her losing these past houses, was it really so simple, or was she like, was it a little crazy?
Yeah.
I think she definitely kills him in a renovation accident and makes it look like, oh, this beam fell on his head, or like the chainsaw went through, something happened. It's not my fault. I think she is successful. I think she got everything she wanted. And as long as she makes money off of his death, I think she's just going to be happy and satisfied now. She has the baby. She has the house. That's all she's wanted. And I think she's going to be a good mom. I think that for her. I think, here's the thing. If she was willing to go this hard to get this life, I think no one's ever going to fuck with her baby. I think she's going to be like the most badass mom, and she's going to protect that kid at any cost. And we could get a sequel 10 years from now where she kills somebody who's fucking with her kid. Because this is what she's always wanted. And I do think that she doesn't just want a kid because that's what she's supposed to do with her life. I think she genuinely wants to be a mom. And I think she's going to be a good mom.
Yeah. I wonder if her daughter is going to have any of her tendencies. Like, are we going to get a sequel where she's like in 5th grade and someone takes her snack at lunch and like the kid's like head is in the toilet or something?
Mm-hmm. Like, or the teachers try and tell her that her kid is not gifted and talented, and she's like, my kid is gifted and talented.
I'll show you gifted and talented. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many places this could go for sure.
Yeah.
Or she's in jail. She's in prison a couple years from now because she did something crazy.
What if she has to go take care of Kurt in London because he knows too much?
You know what? Yeah. Like, is she really going to trust?
She adopts Penny.
Okay.
It's just becoming more and more.
And she's got her perfect little life.
I could see her getting on a flight to London just to like tie up any loose ends, because obviously Kurt and Jack know the real her. So I wonder if she could be worried they'd spill the beans. She can't, if she kills Ian, she can't leave the daughter with no parents because she goes to jail. So she's got to clean up her mess.
I'm excited now that you've said that she's writing another book and it's in the same area though, because I do think, could she make an appearance? Like, do you know, just like it could be like a little 2-liner in the book, like, oh, my kid's school friends is called and her mum's Margot, and I just thought, oh, I love it when that happens.
I would love that. I would love that so much.
Me too.
I will be reading from this author again, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
No pressure, Marisa. But it better be better. Yeah, I would definitely read from her.
Yeah.
Okay, my final question is, do you have any book or movie recommendations for people who are fans of this? What would you tell them to read next?
I thought about this like really hard. And like I was really struggling, but I thought in terms of like unhinged female main characters, have either of you read Too Old for This by Samantha Downey?
Yes.
She's a bit unhinged. She'll do anything to kind of keep secrets. That one. And then I thought it kind of also leans into the moral dilemma side of things with would you do what Margot does? And an author that does that really well is a British author called Jack Jordan, and he writes moral dilemma thrillers, and my favorites from him are Redemption, Conviction, and Deception, and all of those are like, what would you do in that scenario? I don't think he's ever been published, in the US and Canada, but I think he's just got a US publisher, which is really exciting.
Nice. I've never heard of him.
Me either.
His
but I am gonna look him up for sure.
I think he's gonna maybe pop off soon. Hopefully, I really hope he does, because his books are so good. Because Conviction is being turned into a Hulu series with Elizabeth Moss.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so I think he might hopefully start getting some traction. But yeah.
Yeah, I could imagine.
That's cool.
I do like a moral dilemma book.
Yeah.
I also have a Samantha Downing, but I pulled My Lovely Wife.
Oh, yes.
Because there's like a couple and they're unhinged. I don't think it's similar plot wise, but it also has to do with like privilege and rich people in a fancy neighborhood. So I feel like people could mess with this if they liked Best Offer Wins.
Yeah, I think so.
I haven't read any Samantha Downing. I'm like waiting to get cussed out. Okay. I thought of My Sister the Serial Killer.
Oh, sure.
Very like obsessed woman that likes to murder. But I mean, she likes to murder men. Hey, not mad at it. Margot likes to murder women, but we'll see. Maybe Ian will be next. But definitely this one. And I also thought about Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson. Also very obsessed woman.
That's one of my favorite books.
I love this freaking book. I love a lot of what Delilah S. Dawson writes. And then leaning more into like the house as a character, I had to put in 2 Riley Sagers. These are different vibes, but like house as a character vibes, Home Before Dark, and The Only One Left for sure. But these are more spooky, ooky, kooky house as a character vibes. But then for movies, I thought about Gone Girl. Mm-hmm. Just like the calculated, like the well-researched, like everything's just all planned out how life is going to go. But also Obsessed, the movie with Beyonce and Idris Elba. It was like, I love the obsessed woman vibes. Like, but this would be more like if Alex were one of the main characters.
Right.
Yeah. But those are the.
It's funny how that movie like completely left my brain. I've seen it and I was like, Obsessed. That sounds so familiar. I looked at the cover. I was like, oh yeah, it all just came flooding back to me.
Yeah, just drama and mess. And I love an obsessed woman. I really do.
Okay, a couple of my other ones that I have are Finley Donovan is Killing It and Dial A for Aunties. These are lighter. These are much more real life, not cozy mysteries, but more in that realm, kind of like silly mysteries. People die in both of them more accidentally than Best Offer Wins, but I would recommend these to like everybody. And then I also saw Yellowface pop up because I just think thematically there's so many similar things. This does kind of go into a thriller territory, but at the end I would never pitch this as a thriller. But I think that we've got similar conversations and it feels a little wackadoodle. As far as wackadoodle, we also have Julie Chan is Dead for sure.
Yes.
Just like there's just some kind of sense of what is happening. These things are so crazy. This would never happen that I love. Which makes me also want to mention The Eyes of the Best Part. We have similar themes, but this woman is on like more of a revenge mission. She's obsessed with eating eyeballs. So
I have that book, but I've not read that one yet.
Same, Michaela. I haven't read it either.
It is a fun one, and I think it balances, just like with Best Offer Wins, it balances like topics with ridiculousness really well. And people keep recommending A Good Person to me. And I need to pick that one up. It's got like, it's like a painting as a cover. It's like a crazy looking kind of woman.
I love crazy women.
Person.
The center, she's a lamb.
Oh, I love the cover of that A Good Person. There's like 2 that have just come out.
Yeah. I'm going to pick that one up soon, I think. Enough people have told me I need to read it.
I'm interested to see how other house buying books are going to stack up against this one now, because I think this is like the first one that I've read, but then,
they can't,
like I said, they just keep on, it seems to be a real trend, same as like Tradwives is at the minute. Seems to all be about house buying.
Oh yeah, Tradwives, that's is Yesteryear the book that's like kind of going viral right now? That's like a trend. Okay, I have that on my shelf. I need to read that one.
There's that one, and there's like 2 books literally called Tradwife coming out, or that just came out.
Yeah, and then there's the Tradwives Lie, the Tradwife Secret.
Oh, I haven't seen those ones.
Nora Smith.
Nora Smith,
what have you done?
I love the themes that you see in publishing because I used to think, and I think it came from, a lot of other people saying this, but like books need to stand the test of time and books need to become classics and books need to be something that you can read 20 years from now, 50 years from now. And I don't agree with that anymore. Like, I don't think that at all. I think there are some books that are perfectly fine just existing in our current zeitgeist. And like, they're just representing our current culture. And they have so many pop culture references that 2 years from now, people aren't going to care about. I think that's fine. We have enough going on in publishing and enough people who are doing like fantastic future classics that we can read popcorn stupid books and have them just exist in this moment.
Agree.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you for agreeing with me.
We're like, invite us back. We agree. Yeah. We're like, whatever you say, Kayla. Yes,
your check is in the mail. Okay, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to wrap it up by telling you we are currently reading The Ending Writes Itself by Evelyn Clark. This is a collaborative book between V.E. Schwab and Kat Clark. I'm very excited to talk about this at the end of the month. And then I kind of teased this like maybe being an option, The Caretaker. We are not reading it for this book club, but my bestie Gabby at the book troop is reading it for hers. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. I will be a co-host at the live show again at the end of May. So if you are into these brand new releases and you want to chat about them, there will be discussions that I will be a part of. And that's it for me today. So thank you everybody for being here. Thank you to my lovely co-host for making the time.
Oh, thank you for having me on.
Thanks for having us.
And I will see.
It was the
everybody.
Kayla takeover.
I know this is very important, and I think we maybe now need to do this as an annual thing.
I think so too.
The Kayla Book Club.
Yeah. I'm so down.
Okay, hell yeah. I will see everyone else here at the end of the end of this month for our next discussion. Bye.
Thank you.